Well, it's a Friday of substantial value. That's something that we don't get quite often in the Call of Duty scene, and something that's a bit more random and a surprise. But today, it's what we got. Part 2 of the Black Ops Cold War Year 2 support, coming along with a bit more elsewhere. So today we're breaking down everything this update changed and what came along with it. So as we go along, drop your thoughts below. Are you enjoying the new update so far? Anything you're looking forward to jumping into and trying out? Maybe that new weapon, the new map, whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel as well, do be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Warzone, Cold War even, and soon Modern Warfare 2 content. If you'd like to stay informed while joining us on that road to 500,000 subscribers, I'd love to have you. And finally, with the new weapon introduced today, the new Godzilla outfit with an ultra level STG, or anything in the in-game shop that may stand out to you, if you'd like to support the channel a little further, code espresso in the support a creator function is a great yet entirely optional way to do so. Seriously, don't ever feel pressure to, but if you ever do, tweet me a picture. I'd love to shout out some of your generous support in upcoming videos. That said, let's jump into it. So a few days ago, we kind of had this sort of notion that we'd be getting a new update coming soon for Black Ops Cold War. We had a few developers coming back to the previously mentioned reveal that we'd be seeing a new SMG, a new operator, and a new map, or rather returning map, which definitely planted the seeds of this is going to be coming soon. But little did we know, just a few days later and just over that 1 week mark into Season 3, we'd actually get it. Today we got an update for Black Ops Cold War that introduced everything that we just mentioned, which is a bit of content for that Black Ops Cold War side of things and the traditional MP players here that on Vanguard with Season 3, that lackluster start might not have been enough to really tide you over. So this, hopefully, even though it's on a different game, should be a nice offering to give players in MP a little bit more to look forward to and jump into. So what's new? Well, if you're not like me who uninstalled Cold War, you should be able to jump in immediately, but if you are like me, you might need to re-download a whopping 90 gigabytes or so here to check this out, which may or may not be worth it, but probably the largest introduction in terms of Cold War is the return of the Black Ops classic that we've seen now for quite some time of Jungle. Now, this is something that now makes this the 4th introduction if my memory serves me correctly. We saw this with the classic Black Ops, we saw it in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, and now again in Black Ops Cold War. Nothing really seems to be touched here, so if you guys are familiar with the gameplay features, how the map flowed and everything like that, you'll be able to master this in no time. Just throwing another map into the rotation here that you can play on if you are still on Black Ops Cold War. So nice to see that classic return. Outside of that, we saw the UGR was the next big introduction here with this update, though not necessarily only exclusive to Black Ops Cold War. You can find this in Warzone as well, but it's a new SMG that was kind of hidden in plain sight for those that knew where to find it. There's a mastery calling card that kind of previewed this in Black Ops Cold War, if I'm not mistaken, that was hinting at this since the introduction of the Vargo and WMD as well, but with it finally out there in the wild, we can finally get our hands on it. Described as an accurate and deadly weapon firing steel darts that penetrate even the thickest of armory, using the gunsmith, you can outfit this to be a powerhouse or a mid-range precision tool. Now to unlock this, you can do it in one of 3 different ways. Number 1, in multiplayer for those traditional MP players, using an SMG, killing an enemy revealed by your spy plane, UAV, or field mic in 15 different completed matches will unlock this weapon for you. In zombies, for those that like zombies more so, you can eliminate 1,000 enemies while using an epic rarity or better SMG, which for those that are a little bit more unaware, that's your purple upgrade. Purple is that epic, legendary is the orange. Or number 3, you can buy it in the shop. This is going to be something that is available right now in the Lazar Operator Bundle, and the blueprint that comes along here with this comes with the 14.5-inch Liberator barrel, Vision Tech 2x optic, the skeletal stock, the Spetsnaz grip, and the explosive rounds. Now, it's got the workings of a weapon build that could be meta by comparison to other Cold War builds, but I'd probably take off that optic, the explosive rounds, maybe even that barrel. As of recording this off the top of my head, I can't recall if that's the solid one or not. Task Force is usually what I'll run on most of these, but usually every so often there's that one that can kind of go along with it. Just can't remember if the Liberator barrels are that near equal ground for the barrel attachments. But anyways, buying it also allows you to rank it up as you go along while also continuing that unlock progress for that base weapon. So kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here with this. Normally, I don't really care too much to do this. I think I've done it like once or twice in the last year or so with certain weapons, but with this one, I'm especially torn because the blueprint isn't that great, but the option is there if you guys are at all interested. Now, with 1 or 2 though, honestly speaking, I think zombies may be your better bet here in doing this in terms of completing it quicker. Again, epic being that purple designation in your upgrade rarity, usually you can get that within the first like 20 rounds or so, so it's something that you can absolutely do, but once you end up doing that, it really shouldn't take you that long to get 1,000 zombies. And honestly, there's a lot of SMGs that can still hold their own at that epic rarity or legendary rarity. So 1,000 zombies after that, you could probably make it just to like round 30, 35 or so, and it'll probably be like another half hour of game time after you end up getting it to epic rarity. So all in all, like maybe an hour of game time perhaps, probably beats the next quickest thing in MP, where you're, say, playing face-off and completing a game every 5 minutes or so. So that's probably how I'd go about it, probably the quickest way I would imagine, but also overall not too terrible of challenges either way. Preliminarily with 36 rounds though, I'm curious to see how this plays in the Warzone side of things. Black Ops Cold War, just like Vanguard, just like Modern Warfare, basically any weapon can be competitive here at this, but with Warzone, that additional health, that upped health now with 300 HP in Caldera as well, I'm very curious to see how this would work with only 36 rounds, because it's not a whole ton to work with. We've talked about how ammo is absolutely key, and especially when there's more health in the mix now. Very curious to see how this will play. Outside of that, we also had introduced with this update for Black Ops Cold War, Lazar as our new operator for Cold War. Again, coming along with that bundle for the new UGR. Personally, I don't really ever care about operators. You don't see them while you're playing, at least not in a first-person perspective, so not my cup of tea, but given this bundle with the new SMG, I'm kind of considering. It's kind of a bonus at that point. I wouldn't have to buy necessarily an entirely different operator pack for it, but functionally speaking, it's just a new skin. Nothing that really adds or takes away anything from the gameplay experience. Though, I definitely am curious as to why we got Lazar and not Ravanov, who was in the game files and was ready to go seemingly, but was never then put in. Curious on that, but it also makes me wonder if he'll be coming at a later point, because there is still the rumor of additional DLC content that hasn't been confirmed yet by Treyarch or anything official from Call of Duty, but in Cold War's game files, it seems like there's still a decent number of things on the way. Hey, I'm Alex, who we've talked about here on the channel, has tweeted before about maps coming up with the names of starting with FR, G, H, L, and S, which with Jungle and WMD already in the equation, maps that we're likely seeing corresponding to those would be, in my guess, Firing Range, Grind, Havana, Launch, and Summit, because all of those maps were in Black Ops 4 and are likely much more low maintenance when it comes to bringing those over as opposed to building out anything brand new, especially in the post-launch content era. Treyarch is right now gearing up for their next title, rumored to be coming in 2024, following a gap year here in 2023, to let them get everything back on course and have proper development time for the first time since maybe Black Ops 3. But anyways, that'd be my guess for what's upcoming here at this, giving new content, but also not taking away too many resources in development of the next game. Weaponry, though, I don't think that we've seen anything outside of the Scythe leaked or anything seen in the game files just yet. A new melee weapon, though, but still possible that could change later on down the line. Outside of that, though, we did see a little bit of a playlist update for Warzone and another small Season 3 introduction here to round things out. So for that playlist update on the Warzone side of things, we mostly had what we had last night. Caldera Iron Trials, Rebirth Blood Money Quads, Battle Royale Solos through Quads, and Rebirth Solos through Quads, but Rebirth now has the additional playlist of Totally Normal Rebirth Resurgence. So if you want that experience that was first introduced on April Fool's in Caldera and then also came back a couple of weeks ago, where you can launch yourself with explosives, take no fall damage, get loadouts earlier, this is now available again in Rebirth, which I'm definitely expecting to see will be a blast here once again. It's a great mode in Caldera, and honestly, I'm number one, just glad they're bringing it back for starters. We've had other really cool LTMs only last 24 hours beforehand, so to see this introduced or reintroduced multiple times now again, I'm happy with that. And then secondly, to see it on Rebirth again, actually really like that also. But outside of that, the only other thing introduced here was kind of getting us ready for the May 11th Operation Monarch event coming up as of next week. The Tracer Pack Godzilla Reactive Mastercraft was introduced here as of this week, with the Kong-related bundle likely coming with launch as of next week as well. But this one is your ultra-level rarity of the Breath of Godzilla STG blueprint, which honestly isn't a half-bad build. I'd still change quite a few things here and there, but nothing really takes away too much from the overall design. The MX silencer, maybe get rid of that one. If you want to swap it out for a different silencer, the 760 barrel I'd recommend. The 2.5 optic, that's really all preference. I like the 3 to 6 times. The precision I'd probably change, but you don't really see much of the stock in your field of view anyway, unless you're just reloading. Vital as a perk on hand, probably change that, but that doesn't change any of the appearance. The stippled grip, I'd probably change that as well, but the 8mm Kurz round drum mag, definitely a solid choice, as is the hand stop and lengthened. So really not a half bad build here on this already. And then the Godzilla skin for Shigenori looks pretty dang cool to round everything out. So that is the update that we got here as of this Friday. And of course, a weekend update that is kind of surprisingly large. We haven't really seen too much of a Friday update or playlist update really that offers a bit much more than just playlist updates. So definitely happy with this one. I'm curious to see how the new SMG will play out, and definitely looking forward to getting my hands on that. But that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down in the comment section down below. Is there anything in particular that really stands out to you? Anything that you're really liking so far out of this update for Cold War? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, all things Cold War, all things Modern Warfare 2 here very soon. So if you guys would like to stay up to date with all of that, I'd love to have you in the community. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.